The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
It is Wednesday, September the 13th. What is up, Brigade? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. He is Dave Sharapan. I'm Matt Perrault with you on Twitter and live on YouTube at Boston versus the Book, Sirius XM channel 159, and Sports Grid TV on the replay. How are you, sir? Happy Wednesday. What is going on in your neck of the woods?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We got a wake-up call this morning at 4 a.m. We've been going nonstop since. It is ish time right now. Thank you, courtesy of our guy Rainmaker Lou and Mrs. Rainmaker for the ish t-shirt. We say put stuff on a t-shirt all the time. They actually went and did it and hand delivered it when they were here in Vegas last week when they signed up for the contest with the Brigade Proxy service. Thank you all for that. 4 a.m. Little shake, little rattle, little roll. We're taking the oldest Big Kid Sig to the hospital to ER. She got a bad headache. You know, it's hard being a female. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things that happen. Not just every month, but all the time. I feel blessed to be a guy. I feel blessed to be alive. She got checked out. She's comfortably resting after having one of those crippling migraines, apparently.
They suck.
It's bad. It's bad. We're going to have to get some further tests done. Wouldn't you know, in the irony of all ironies, the recommendation for the doctor that she's going to go to is the doctor that I got referred to after the stroke to check my head out. I have a brain guy. Well, the brain guy is now going to see Big Kid Sig. So we got that taken care of. We did some videos this morning at the sunrise. You prefer sunrise or sunset, Perrault? If you had to make a line, which one do you like better?
I always feel better seeing the sunrise. I always appreciate the sunset more.
Well said. Well said. Something about that sunrise makes it like a minus 150 favorite for me. I love watching the sunset too.
Yeah. But
the rise, I don't know why. And then daylight makes it the favorite. That's the first question out of the gate for the chat. Sunrise or sunset, what do you got? The boys and girls are all here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Full show today. No guests, just me and you. Going back and forth, playing a little tennis. That was like what happened last night. I gave you what happened this morning. What's the first thing on the rundown? What do you got?
Well, I mean, there's a couple things to get to kind of unpack from what happened on Monday night. First.
Oh, we're going back to Monday night.
Just because the numbers came out late yesterday into early this morning, that if you're a national TV platform right now and you thought the Jets were going to be on, because they have 5 games this year on national TV. 5. Standalone 5 games. Now 4 left. The first one did the biggest audience in the history of Monday Night Football on ESPN.
Aaron Rodgers started that game.
He did. He did not end that game, though.
Didn't even make it through the first series.
He started the game. He did not end the game. And if you're an executive, if you're on Fox or Amazon or whatnot, you're just crying because you actually think that there is some unbelievable thing going on and you're just jumping up and down and you're going, oh my gosh, this is great. And now you got Zach Wilson coming in. So huge audience. That audience was at a Packers bar. Do you guys remember this story? Okay. So this comes from Kevin, who sends the email in and says, Matt and Dave, longtime listener since the Juice started, listen to BVB, the podcast every day. Try my best to catch it live on Roll Call Friday.
Love you, Kevin. Thank you for listening to the show, and thank you for emailing us, sir.
Y'all mentioned a week ago about a bar in Wisconsin offering free drinks if Rodgers started the game for the Jets in primetime and they lost.
Oh, boy.
Obviously, There will be only one game this season, but apparently when Rodgers went out of the game, the Packers fan at the bar started running up their tabs, thinking it was a sure thing that the Jets were going to lose.
Line them up. Line them up.
Kind of like making another bet with the winnings from a bet that hasn't cashed yet. I thought y'all might have found it interesting. Here's a link to the article. The Jets lost. Could you imagine you see Rodgers get hurt? Every Packer fan's excited because they hate Rodgers' guts. So he's hurt. And they're like, wait, our bar tab is free because this is not up against a Packer game. So there are 4 games we talked about. Only 4 times all year that bar was going to comp your bill if the Jets lost without the Packers playing at the same time. You had to be 15 minutes before the game kicked. But if you got there and got your seat, and I'm guessing on game 1 on a Monday night, everybody in that bar in Wisconsin was all, packed in. Rodgers gets hurt. Top shelf liquor. Get it all down.
Line them up.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And that punt return must have made them all sick going, oh no. That's like the book moving a number and just taking all the bets and saying, come on. And then just completely clearing the board.
The ultimate 0 on the roulette wheel.
Right?
Load up all the numbers. You got the whole board covered. Falls in that click, 0. And the croupier sweeps them all in. All the
What's the name of that person? The croupier what?
Croupier.
That's their name?
Yeah. Croupier. I believe that's how it's spelled. Yeah.
The croupier. Who named that? Because they called the game craps, which isn't very articulate. And
No. That's the croupier is the roulette guy.
Oh,
the
sorry.
Stick man. The stick man is the guy that uses the stick.
Okay, that's crap. Sorry, you're right. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
and then the box man is the guy that sits there and makes sure that everybody's doing their jobs. So everybody got a name. Box man, stick guy.
Is roulette French?
Roulette, I believe so. Right?
Oh. Did the French invent it?
Roulette.
No, did the French invent it, or was it invented in Canada and they just call it French?
I don't think they invented anything in Canada.
I don't know.
Not that I'm besmirching any Canadian audience. I don't think they invented roulette. They invented a lot of things in Canada.
Hockey, right?
Hockey for sure.
I mean, Canucks did that.
Basketball, I believe. Didn't they invent basketball? And they brought it down?
Not.
Yeah, something like that.
Did not. Dr. James Naismith invented it in Western Massachusetts.
He got credit for it.
Springfield, Mass.
You Mass guys take credit for everything.
Hell yeah.
That's what you guys do. Packers bar people. It's a great promotion. They thought they were getting over on everybody. They were having a good time up until that 4th quarter. Maybe the 3rd interception, they went, uh-oh. Whose credit card did we leave?
Yeah, right. At what point do they start to realize that, oh, no, man, we might have to pay this bill.
Oh,
it might be on us. That doink. They probably thought with that doink kick, like, okay, get to overtime. Bless you. We'll get to overtime. We'll be okay. All right, 16-16. Bills won the toss. All right, Bills won the toss. Kick a field goal. And then they go 3 and out and they punt and they're like, oh no. Trip. Call the trip.
no flags.
Touchdown, 6-point walk-off. Goodbye, Jets 1-0.
Canadian inventions include hockey and curling. Thank you.
True.
Curling.
Bonvi
said, watch it. It's hockey and lacrosse.
That's true. I'll give you that. Okay, so lacrosse, hockey, and curling. 2 of the 3 you enjoy drinking. The other one, I wouldn't play lacrosse and drink. That could get tough.
Apparently Naismith was Canadian.
He is Canadian. That's fine, but
I knew there was something like that.
He invented it in Springfield, at a school in Springfield.
Right. That's where the Hall of Fame
baskets.
is, right? Springfield,
Correct.
Massachusetts?
Correct.
Okay. Roulette is a French word. It's named after a French word that means little wheel. Thank you, Chef Benny. What? What's so funny about that? Little wheel.
Little wheel.
It's a little wheel.
Sure. A roulette is a little wheel. Okay.
Listen, leave something in the super chat directly. I'll read.
Could you call it
like
could you walk up like I'm not? Could you say like I'm not going to play roulette? You say I'm going to go play little wheel. That'd be kind of fun.
Difficult. Why would you?
That'd be kind of fun if you had, instead of having like roulette table on like how they put the signs up as to what area it is. They just called it the little wheel table, the little wheel area. That'd be awesome. That would be a way of like differentiating yourself if you're like a circus.
Certainly would. Thank you for saying
if
God
you're
bless
like a
you.
clown, like Circus is like a clown themed
Yes.
place. You just make
Yes.
everything clown themed. You don't call it roulette, you call it little wheel.
Little wheel.
Don't
Yeah.
call it blackjack.
And then
you
the
call it
big wheel is
21.
the money wheel. We could do a big
I
wheel.
hate that thing. God, I hate that
Click,
thing.
click, 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 click,
I
click,
hate
click,
that
click,
thing.
click, click.
I hate that thing at Dave and Buster's. I hate that thing. I'm just not a very big fan of that thing. I think it's all rigged.
Yeah.
Little wheel looks rigged too, though.
Maple syrup. Where was maple syrup invented? Canada.
That's
That's
they
what they
make
say.
it in Canada and they perfected it in Canada, but I think people in Maine, in upstate New Hampshire, and Vermont might actually argue. I think Vermont may be the ones that would push back on that.
Poutine.
That stuff sucks.
You don't like poutine?
Poutine sucks. Who eats that stuff? That's a heart attack in a box. No, little or whatever whatever the thing that they give you at
The fries
at
and the gravy and the
concession stands.
cheese and all that other stuff.
Ugh,
all
so
no
bad.
good.
I don't like loaded fries. I don't like brisket loaded fries. I don't like queso loaded fries. Not a fan. I don't like heavy things like that.
You know, that's good because as you get older, they don't like you back.
That's good.
So
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
If you've eliminated them from your life at a young age, you definitely aren't missing anything later because the agita and everything else you get.
Oh, no, not a fan.
Poutine is the bomb. Jimmy Jackson poutine is the bomb.
I know people love it. Up in where I grew up, people love it. I mean, I'm French Canadian. I'm supposed to like it. I don't like it. It makes me
Pierre
gross.
Chevalier just summed up what I was thinking.
Name Pierre Chevalier is liking poutine. That's minus 1,000. He's liking poutine.
There goes Quebec as a sponsor.
That's fine.
That's that. What do you mean? That's fine. That's a big
what city?
place.
What city's in Quebec?
What city is in Quebec? Quebec City.
Well, that's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Montreal in Quebec?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not worried.
You're not?
I'm not worried that if Quebec is I'm not worried.
Man, oh man. I'm getting texts right now about questioning why are we bashing anything Canadian. I have no idea. We're not bashing anything Canadian.
I think we just have subconsciously because we work with too many of them now. So it's just kind of a subconscious thing we're going to crack on Canada. Canada nice. Canada nice.
That's different than Iowa nice.
Oh, it's different. Yeah. It's a little more dorky than Iowa nice.
Ooh.
Canada nice. I mean, come on. They call a Canadian tuxedo all denim. So, you know.
What?
That's what they do. Real? That's real. Yeah. You never heard of a Canadian tuxedo? A Canadian tuxedo.
Just now.
You're wearing all denim. You were all a denim coat, denim jeans. Yeah.
Man, I see some names in the chat. Very good to see both of Big Business is in there. Dave's Daily Picks. Dropping a blue stripe for us. He said for Dave nailing a run in the fifth yesterday.
True.
So whatever game that was that we talked about.
Orioles and the St. Louis and the Orioles. Cardinals. Yeah.
We'll get to that game in a second.
My bitching about Wainwright in a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're a Cardinals fan and you want Wainwright to win number 200, get me to bet on the game. It's automatic. The guy's had 2 good starts in 2 months, and I've been against it both times. Swear to God, if you want number 200 to get out of the way quick, let me bet Wainwright to suck, and he'll get it like that. It'll be automatic.
Put it in the super chat. Remind us the next time that Wainwright pitches, come in there and remind us. We'll bet it.
I'll bet it, and then you'll win.
Bet it.
Yep, I'll bet it, and
you
then
guys can all fade it.
Yep, he'll get 200. 100%. You guys will get the money, plus he'll get the 200, and we can stop this ridiculousness of running him out there every 5th day, trying to get him 200 desperately, and then shut the guy down. Because
this is not a super chat. This is just a line from Rainmaker 512.
Yeah.
Sorry, Will. What the fuck is poutine?
Amen to that. When you look at it, you're gonna think the same exact thing. You look at it and go, "You want me to eat that? I gotta eat that? I don't want to eat that. That doesn't look appetizing at all." Poutine is not appetizing. No, it's like the gravy is like brownish, weird color. It looks gray and brown.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's not appetizing.
Think they serve poutine at that bar, at the Packers bar? Is that a
Oh,
Midwest?
that's a really good question. You know what? I bet they do serve poutine at a Packers
Put cheese
bar
on everything. Our guy Keith down at the circuit was talking about different fine cheeses and how they age cheese and all that other stuff. It's too much. It's too much.
How they age
Yes.
cheese?
Yes, he was giving me a whole lesson. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, yeah, I went back and, had that 10-year age cheese. 10 years? What are you talking about? I don't like cheese 1 day past the expiration date.
No, it's what? You're supposed to age it. What are you talking about? Now you're getting confused by what's what.
Oh,
you're supposed to age it. Hold on. So for Rainmaker, this is what poutine looks like.
You got a picture?
Yeah, that's poutine.
I mean, that don't look half bad. They dressed that up nice.
Well, it's so heavy. Look how heavy that is.
Oh, that's a nap or a visit to the cardiologist. Right?
Yeah, it's cheese on cheese with bacon and chives and macaroni and cheese on there. It's just a lot. So it's definitely, they would at a Packers bar, they would 100% serve that. Poutine is something they would absolutely serve. I'm saying yes, but I'm just not a fan. I'm just
Jimmy Jack said we have a food truck here called Le Poutine.
Where? In Vegas?
No.
Oh.
I don't think Jimmy Jack with 4Ks is in Vegas.
Oh.
Roll Call Friday is Friday. I don't know where everybody's at today.
True. I love food trucks. Food trucks are the best.
You do?
Oh, I think they're awesome. I love them. Yeah. Some of the best food you can eat are in food trucks because a lot of times it's people who are trying to build their brand.
Right.
And they've gone from like a home chef into a food truck. From a food truck, they go to an actual brick and mortar.
Right.
That's kind of how the progression goes now, especially here in Vegas. Some of the best tacos you'll have are in the food trucks. They're great.
They are. There's some really good food trucks. There was one over by the house when they were building houses, and they were taking care of the workers. They would come park. I drove by one time and said, you know what? Give me a couple tacos. They were delicious.
Yeah, really, really good stuff.
Is Canadian bacon?
Canadian bacon is the only time I ever eat Canadian bacon is on a breakfast sandwich. Otherwise, I've never etten it. That's it. So like it's not really bacon. It looks like a say it.
What? It looks like what? Say it. You can do it.
It looks like a certain part of a female anatomy at times. It just makes me gonna go.
Meat curtains?
No. Higher up in the body.
Oh.
So yeah.
Here?
Yeah, like there. So
really?
You get the circle, just like, yeah.
Oh.
Just kind of like, So I gotta go. That's always kind of made me go, nope, not in on Canadian bacon. No, thank you. But I do have it.
Anthony just asked, isn't this a sports show? It is a sports show.
It's a show. It's a life show that happens to be about sports and gambling.
Right.
Not a sports gambling show.
That's fine. And we thank you for being here, Sebastian. Yes. I appreciate you being here and in the chat. Let me make a quick shout out to my friends, the Barber and the Hat. Dear friends of mine. I love them both very, very much. They're out eating lunch right now at Permani Brothers in Pittsburgh.
Ooh, hi.
And they said, we're watching you guys right now.
Phenomenal.
Hat was a lifelong. He was actually the mailman that was Beano Cook's mailman.
Phenomenal in the book.
In the book that Lucas wrote, and had his name put in there. After I met Lucas, he went and redid the reprint and put in Mike's name. So the Hat is watching, and the Barber, who's responsible for cutting my hair for about 25 years and made it like this, because he really knew what he was doing. He did. He was a great barber, but he always went a little too much. And we're going to meet them when we go to Pittsburgh and do the show. They're going to be bringing lifelong card game, Sunday night card game that we nicknamed Kindergarten. The Barber and the Hat were charter members of that club. I just wanted to say hello to both.
Very cool. Yeah. So the NFLPA wants the NFL to remove turf. This is now the reaction to the Aaron Rodgers situation that someone on Twitter got a lot of run off of it because they made the joke and it turned out to be actual reality that the rain-soaked turf at MetLife was going to snap Aaron Rodgers' Achilles. He's going to be gone for the year, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, the guy said that on social media 2 or 3 days before it happened.
Right, and then it rained hard. They were actually they had to clear out of the stadium 2 hours prior because of the thunderstorms that were coming through. So they got heavy rain right before the game.
Yeah.
And then they played football on a wet turf. And Aaron Rodgers, did you see the video I posted that I retweeted?
Whew, I did.
That snapping of that Achilles is nasty, man. His calf literally shook as it popped.
It's crazy when you see that in slow motion. You're like, that's it's unnerving.
It's just so interesting because like you don't think of that part of your body being under that much pressure, and then it snaps like that, and you just see the body. You see like it's like a chain or a rope when it snaps.
Right.
The whole body gets, it affects the whole lower leg, and he acted like it was nothing.
Can't believe how tough of a guy he is, because that has to hurt. I've heard that's one of the most painful things you can possibly do is snap your Achilles.
Shoot, he tried to walk it off.
Well, he knew he was done.
Yeah, did you hear Garrett Wilson this morning?
Yeah.
Oh,
I heard Garrett Wilson yesterday.
Sorry, kid.
Yeah. Sorry.
Like he knew right then and there. I mean, Rodgers knew in the moment. Rodgers knew he was done.
Done. Yeah.
That sucks.
So we've talked about this on the show. I've talked about it my whole life. I got to go down on the field at the River Stadium in the 70s as a kid. And I was like, we're playing on a green parking lot. But it was cement with a layer to not make sure all of your skin ripped off, only some of it. It was that turf became so hard. And then did you ever play soccer or football or anything on turf?
Of course, indoor. Yeah.
Okay.
Hated it.
I played football on turf I played
baseball. I played baseball on turf.
Never played baseball on turf until I moved out west. But well, actually, no, that's
that ball is so fast off the bat.
It's crazy.
Not
it's
fun.
Crazy. So, and we had to teach the kids how to do that here when we would go places and play on turf. And then we got a field here that was turf. So it changed the whole game. But everything, I remember this. I felt so fast at the beginning of the game. Everything was quicker. Everything off the line, we were faster. I felt like running to make tackles was fast. Everything was faster. But I was so sore the next day. It was a different sore. And you worry about that. Like, I mean, these guys are making millions and millions of dollars.
I never felt good about it. I always felt I was sticking, and I always felt like I wanted the ability. I had to physically think about lifting my foot up off the ground. I didn't like that playing soccer on that. I like to be able to move fluidly, and you were quicker. Yes, you could, go left and right faster, but I never felt like I was faster straight forward because I was always concerned about having to cut.
Stop. Well, exactly.
If I was
quick side motion. Yes.
I felt like my entire leg was going to stay. Like I was going to put my foot in the ground and my leg wasn't going to move, and I was going to keep going, and I was going to rip my knee up.
Which now you look at that injury and you go, all right, all of that is happening, and a 300-pound guy is falling on top of you and turning your body and ripping you down to the ground.
Right.
We should have been playing football on turf ever. And now they're making a push to do it.
Well, here's the what the NFLPA is saying. The NFLPA issued a statement yesterday. Lloyd Howell, who is the executive director, said, quote, "Moving all stadium fields to high-quality natural grass surfaces is the easiest decision the NFL could make. The players overwhelmingly prefer it, and the data is clear that grass is simply safer than artificial turf. It's an issue that has been near the top of the players' list during my team visits, and one that I have raised with the NFL." For Roger Goodell, he said in an interview on Wednesday that it's a, quote, complex issue.
It's very complex because there's teams in cities that had regular grass that have gone to turf this year.
No, it's complex because the facilities want to be multi-purpose. They don't want to be just for football. You can't have natural grass and do a concert on Friday and a football game on Saturday and a football game on Sunday. It doesn't work. You can do it with field turf.
What's worse, bad turf or bad grass?
Both are horrible, but it looks bad. It doesn't look bad on TV with field turf. It looks bad. If you have bad grass, visually it's a problem. People look at remember Heinz Field?
Oh, it's the worst.
So
at the beginning of the season, it's green as could be. That in between the hash marks actually looks green. By Halloween, usually, for sure,
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving, it's a mess.
And that is a problem for teams. They don't like the way it looks on TV.
Well, not to mention, though, like bad grass with loose turf. We've seen guys rip their knees up. Wes Welker did it on bad grass. I'll never forget that in preseason in Houston. He stopped, and that grass went out from under him. Knee went, done. I mean, so I don't know what I just think at some point you got to find the right whatever. You can't, I mean, I guess the facilities can't be football only. That's the problem. If they were football only, they would be fine, right? They're not.
Well, the reason why they're not football only is because the way that these big tax packages get put together, the way that they fund all these new stadiums, it's not just a game 8 times a year. It's we're going to do college. We're going to do bowl games.
Right.
We're going to do concerts. We're going to do, the Red Bull series. I mean, Fenway Park, I think in 2022, Fenway Park got used for like 15 different types of activities. Like that's Fenway.
In addition to baseball games?
No, with baseball. Like, baseball is one. Had football, had ice hockey, had Red Bull.
Oh, God, I guess so, huh?
Had all sorts of concerts, all sorts of different events, dog in the park type crap. Like Fenway's a multi-purpose facility now, and the cost of it is outstanding that's only half because the infield, they don't let you go on the infield, just on the grass.
Oh.
So like that's part of the problem with the NFL is that if you look at Heinz Field or Accenture Field now, they've got a college game and an NFL game multiple times during the year.
Saturday, Sunday, they just did it.
Plus, they've got other events going on with concerts and things that roll through. High school football games, high school graduations, like all sorts of things they use it for. And so the teams want to maximize because they have promised a certain number of events. Like Allegiant Stadium got built here, and they promised 75 events a year. They said, hey,
I was just going to say, what if you do what Allegiant does? I was down there last week to shoot the Bettis Show video, and they were growing the grass outside. They only use the grass for the Raider games.
Sure.
Ask Arizona UNLV games.
How'd that go in the Super Bowl last year?
Well, that's the problem. If it
mess.
Doesn't work, it's slippery, it's loose, so that is a solution only if the grass is good.
They spent $500,000. Remember that? They spent $500,000 to grow the grass for the Super Bowl in Phoenix, and it still was a problem.
Right.
Grass fields are a problem. There's inconsistencies that come with it. And so you can't bitch about it because, well, the alternative is fine. You're worried about it. We'll give you field turf.
Right.
And now the players are saying, well, no, we don't want field turf because in New England or in Detroit, when you have these, up in dome stadiums or in Buffalo,
right,
you're not growing grass in January.
Well, I mean, somebody's growing grass, but just not that kind of grass. Right.
It's legal. It's legal in New York. Yeah, you can grow grass in New York. Yeah, it's legal to do that in New York.
I wouldn't know, but
I think
somebody in the chat might know.
Yeah.
Listen, I just got this text from our guy Butchie.
Yeah.
The first form of roulette was devised in 18th century France. Many historians believe Blaise Pascal introduced a primitive form of roulette in the 17th century in his search for a perpetual motion machine. The roulette mechanism is a hybrid of a gaming wheel invented in 1720 in the Italian game Biribi. So it is French. There you go.
Interesting. There you
Blaise
go.
Pascal.
Could you back Zach Wilson if you're Zach Pascal? Trying to throw around to different numbers. Plus 9.5 on the road against the Cowboys. A part of me, I'm going to say this is going to anti what I normally would say. A part of me is rooting for Zach Wilson.
Oh, for sure.
Everyone is absolutely, including me, burying this guy in a way that I've not seen. I mean, Mina Kimes yesterday was like literally laughing at Dan Orlovsky because he was trying to make a case for Zach Wilson playing the rest of the year. Like she literally couldn't contain herself. She's like, you think Zach Wilson is going to, like, she just was like laughing, or like internally you could see her like almost like busting, going, come on, you don't really believe this. A part of me wants to see if the kid can shut everybody up.
He's their quarterback.
He may not be in 2 weeks, Dave.
Who are they going to get? We did this yesterday.
It doesn't. They may run veteran after veteran after veteran onto the field. I mean, if Zach Wilson goes to the Dallas Cowboys and if he throws 3 picks and gets sacked 6 times and then lose the game 30-3, Zach Wilson will not be the quarterback for the Jets for more than 2 or 3 weeks. They will go find somebody. They will make an investment. They will not let this year go down the tubes. There's multiple options to bring in a quarterback who could play for the team.
It's such a big adjustment number-wise, but it has to be. We had Chris on yesterday. It was exactly what I said, what I thought, what probably every guy that does the numbers thought. It's 3.5. Go right to 10, see if they bet it. It's sitting at 9.5. You know right now, all you need to do is go to 10, you get the Jets money. They're coming. They're waiting. Even after having Yanitsi on Monday, and the Jets fans and how annoying they would be. If Zach Wilson plays well and they win in Dallas, I don't know how much longer you'll be rooting for Zach Wilson and the Jets. But right now,
I would agree with that. Yes.
I'm with you. I want to see him play well and not be the reason they lose.
He's going to be the reason they lose.
What if they cannot run the ball?
I don't think they score. I don't think that I don't think if it was Aaron Rodgers, the Jets would be scoring against this. The way the Cowboys are playing, when they played on Monday or Sunday night, they're going to be a really hard team to score on all year.
It's the lowest total of the week, along with the Cleveland-Pittsburgh game. Right now, it's 39. Oh no, Washington-Denver's 38. You think all the games going under affected the books a little bit with the numbers this week?
Defenses are way above the offenses at the moment.
Ain't going to be no more 10-4s or 11-4s or 11-5, whatever to end up being a total of unders to overs. That won't happen again. We'll get these numbers down and get them closer to splitting how many games there are, 8-8 or 7-9.
Mm-hmm.
This one feels like a dead under, though. Dead under.
I would agree. They're not going to score. Jets aren't going to score, and I'm not sure the Cowboys need to score more than 20 points to win the game.
You have to stress over and over and over all week. Take care of the ball. I mean, if we have to play it like Chris was talking about yesterday, the way the Steelers played when Bradshaw went down and the defense just said, we can't let him score. We can't let him score touchdowns. They'll make it a couple field goals a game or we'll shut them out. That's the way the Jets got to approach it. Just that they have to make sure they take care of the football. If they lose the turnover battle +1 or even +2, they're dead. They can't have 2 more turnovers than the Cowboys. They're done. So if he throws the picks, would you bet him to throw a pick, Zach Wilson? Yes?
Yes. It's got to be.
That got to be a play. We got to remember that on Friday. Chat, remind us on Friday about that.
Wait, but that's got to be like -180.
Whoa. That's excessive. That can't be -180.
Props aren't.
-180?
Props aren't
yet. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, props aren't out yet.
Hell no.
That's going to be. I mean, if Josh Allen was -135.
Yeah, it's what's that? -150 or 60? It can't be 180. That's too
it's got to be. It's got to be like
150 is a lot.
It is a lot, but we saw the gift numbers go there to 160, 170, 180. When it was a guarantee what was going to happen. The books put it up. FanDuel and DraftKings were just like, fuck off. Oh, here's 170. Like all of you. That's what they were. So, I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, that's what's going to be for Zach Wilson. I mean, you have a ball hawking defense, one of the best ball hawking secondaries in football the last 3 years, against a guy who leads the NFL basically in being a horrible quarterback in games he has played. He's a walking
non-circle related survivor contest. This is by far the number 1 choice, is it not?
This may be the number 1 choice in the circle contest.
Got to save them for Thanksgiving. I'm telling you, you got to leave the Cowboys. They get the biggest spread on Thanksgiving. They're a 9.5-point favorite on Thanksgiving. That's the bunny. That makes it tough this week. I don't think you use them this week if you're in the circus survivor. But
no, I mean, again, I use the Bills. I don't use the Raiders.
Yeah, the Bills looks like
not the Cowboys.
Overwhelming consensus choice.
Yeah, I take the Bills tonight. I think the Bills beat the Raiders at home in week 1.
Does Dak throw a pick?
Well, yeah. I mean, Dak and Josh Allen are both, 1-2 in terms of interception prone against the. I mean, I don't think it'll be Zach. I don't think we'd be the Whitehead kid who had 3 picks to Josh Allen. He probably won't get one again this year, but
I think Dak to throw a pick against that defense is very likely.
I would agree with that. That's probably like minus 125, 130.
That's actually probably a fair number too.
Yeah, that's probably right where Josh Allen was against the same defense. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, and I would bet that. I think it's a good bet that they're. I mean, the defense has to play the same way they played against the Bills. Lights out. Give your offense, special teams, give your team a chance to win the game, and that's exactly what the defense did.
Yeah,
punt return touchdown. Bengals are at home against the Ravens, who are dealing with a laundry list of injuries now. Not just J.K. Dobbins, who is done for the year with an Achilles, also hurt on turf, by the way. That you've got Mark Andrews, who is questionable. You've got 2 defensive starters for the Ravens who are either out or questionable for the game. But the Bengals lost. Their offense looked lost in game 1 against Cleveland. What do you make of a 3.5-point home number? Dog here? This is a teaser special game, is it not? Take the Ravens plus 9.5.
I don't know.
You think the Ravens get beat by double digits on the road?
Could be one of those games. This might be that game where they go and they could lose by 10. The Bengals bounce back after what happened to them.
Very possible. Yes, I would agree.
With
Very
them
possible.
at home.
If they go 0-2, they're in deep trouble in that division.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world with 17 games. It's not the death sentence that it used to be because it got an extra game to make it up. It's not a good start.
You'd be 0-2 in the division, Dave.
0-2 in the division.
0-2 to start the year, 0-2 in the division. That is really a bad start for the Bengals.
It could happen. I like the Bengals this week, though.
Yeah,
I do.
I like bounce back spots for a variety of teams this week.
Yeah,
I like the Steelers. I like the Giants. I like the Bengals.
Giants are favorites.
Okay, but
bounce back
spot. I think they'll look much better. I think I like all those teams that looked awful in week 1. I think they'll put it right. I'm not positive about the Patriots going 1-1. They could open up 0-2. It's very possible.
Big group in here right now in the chat. Put it in there. It's Wednesday, so your first thought. That's what I like to do. We get a feel for it before we get contest picks and all that other stuff. Bengals minus 3.5, Ravens plus 3.5. Who you got? Go. I think we'll get actually more Ravens. I think we'll get more Ravens. Yes.
By the way, quick update from yesterday's story about the NBA. Adrian Wojnarowski reporting the NBA Board of Governors has voted to approve new rules that strengthen resting player policy and punishments for star players that include national TV games, in-season tournament games, and sitting out multiple all-stars together in the regular season. Under the new rules, teams will be fined $100,000 for the first violation, $250,000 for the second violation, and $1 million or more for the third and additional violations. Team must refrain from any long-term shutdown or near shutdown when a star player stops participating in games or plays in materially reduced role in circumstances affecting the integrity of the game. ESPN reporting Adrian Wojnarowski. So it's not $1 million at the first time,
right?
Third and beyond, it's $1 million.
What's the highest number of times a team gets fined?
Twice.
You don't think they get to the third?
No.
I think half the league gets the third.
Half the league?
Mm-hmm.
Where's that money going?
Great question. I'd love to know.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
$1 million. If everyone gets to 3, that's $30 million a pop.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that gets there. I disagree with that.
I mean, that only applies to all-stars. It's only national
all
TV
NBA
games. There's a lot of stipulations there.
True.
Just for the record, it went Baltimore, Bengals, then Ravens, Bengals, Ravens, Cincy, Bengals.
Wow.
So that's a perfect number.
Yeah.
Just now we got all these people.
The hook matters. I think a lot of people will take the Ravens plus 3.5. But
you think the game could fall 3?
Yeah. It's a divisional game. It's very possible.
I guess so.
Injuries for that Ravens defense is definitely a concern, though.
Oh.
It's a big concern. You got a lot of guys hurt
already. They're dealing with injuries already. This is crazy how fast and why is it like it keeps happening to them with the man injury games, lost injury, all whatever that stat is. It's nuts.
Right. The Lions are home favorites against Seattle. They're laying 5.5.
Yep.
2 questions here. The first, do you believe that Baker Mayfield actually did find those signals? And that was why Baker Mayfield was I guess it's a Vikings game. So I'm confusing game. Sorry, that's a Vikings game. We'll get to that tomorrow. 5.5 point lines. What do you do with a 5 or a 5.5?
Oh, these are great. You sit in the book right now. 4 books just moved it to 5.5 right now.
Okay.
Chris is the only one at 5 at the South Point.
Mm-hmm. This is a no play number, dude, for me.
Is it?
I just wait. Bless you.
Thank you.
I let it go. If I get to 6, I tease it down. If it stays at 5, I stay away.
What you don't like 5?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Not for fear of it falling 5.
No, just it's a difficult number to. I gotta get 6 or 7 to cover it.
Right.
3, 4, more likely you get to that, or 5 or 6, 7. 5 is a weird number to cover.
5 is so much fun to put up because people do exactly what you do.
Yeah, you pause. It's a stop sign.
You immediately pause.
It's a go away. I'm going to put this up, make you go away. No, I just wait. I just say, okay, let's see where it gets bet to. If it gets bet up, great. Let me tease it down. I'll take the Lions. If it gets bet down, I want to see how far down. Does it get me to 4? You get me to 4, I might be interested.
Oh, this is not going to 4.
Okay. So it may go up to 6, which is great. Go up to 6, pull it down, take the Lions at a pick.
5 is actually a number now. Deuces to Butchie. I appreciate him down there watching the show. 5 is a number because of the 2-point conversions.
But they're always with 2-point conversion. They just do it more often now.
That's in the NFL. They didn't always do 2-point.
Yeah, I mean, look, 25-20 was the final score of the Patriots game against the Philadelphia Eagles. So we've already seen a 5 this year.
Exactly. It used to be a quote unquote dead number for you kids that don't know. 5 was a dead number in the book. And it really was one where it didn't draw. It would keep people off of it. Just like you said, it would be like, wait, and wait it out until closer to the kick. Now it's a real number. I don't know. Both of the tackles for Seattle got hurt. They didn't. Do you think they can go to Detroit and win?
No, but can Detroit cover is my worry. Seattle had a lot of hype coming into the year.
Woo!
Losing and starting 0-2 for Seattle puts them in that division with the Niners in that division. It makes it very difficult for them.
I mean, they were 5-point favorites against the Rams. They lost.
Yeah.
And now they're 5-point dogs. It wouldn't be shocking for them to start 0-2 in that spot. I don't know. I like the Rams in that game. I like Detroit in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's right to the side. Shanahan is 7-0 ATS in his last 7 against Sean McVay.
Can't be this easy, can it?
Niners are -8. It is money line this easy. This is a win. This is a money line parlay. Find a second leg. This is a money line parlay. Niners are not losing this game. They may not cover the 8, but they're not losing this game.
You like that enough to make that the survivor? Or you don't want to burn San Francisco this early?
I like it. I could easily bet it. Yes. I mean, it's not crazy. I think I might prefer to hold on to it for the home game.
Right.
And just say, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump on it, I would take it. I would take it when the Niners play at home against the Rams. as a survivor pick. If I would hold,
Jeez,
I don't know if I want to use a road favorite laying 8 points on the road in a survivor pick. That's a little scary. Although I'm very confident that the Niners win the game, but I don't know. I think there's better. Again, I like the Bills over the Raiders better.
Right.
At home.
Not concerned at the game. I think deciding between the two, I think you use Buffalo if you are really weighing it out. Only because I'm still not sure Buffalo's elite. I know San Francisco's elite right now. At least week 1, that's where we're at with it. Again, that could change, but right now, if you got Buffalo as a big favorite at home in a perfect spot where they gave that game away, I think they beat the Raiders easy. So this one here, the career record is what? 7-0?
Not career. ATS? Last 7. I think he's 9-1 against McVay on his career, but last 7 games, 7 wins, 7 covers. This is the division. This is why this division is so weird. McVay cannot beat Shanahan, but McVay cannot lose against Carroll and whoever the hell the Cardinals coach is at the time.
I can't even tell you the Cardinals coach name right now.
Don't need to. It's a guy from the Eagles.
I forget his name. I honestly don't know his name. Someone in the chat put his name in there.
You'll forget it quickly too. So it's not a big deal. He's not going to be around. He's a Cardinals coach. He won't be around for very long.
I don't know. What if they get Caleb?
What if they get Caleb? Caleb stays in school. If they get Caleb, that's what happens.
Oh, damn. Can you imagine going 2-15 and then not getting Caleb? Oh,
it's fine. Get Drake May. Drake May's fine. Speaking of Drake May, we'll go to college. North Carolina laying 7.5 against Minnesota, but this NCAA story, we've not talked about it all that much because it's a little bit in the weeds, but let me just quickly, I'll run it by you guys in case you don't know about this, because it impacts my Heisman Trophy bet a lot on Drake May, because Tez Walker was supposed to be cleared and he has not been cleared, and he sounds like he won't be cleared by the NCAA. So Tez Walker was a kid that enrolled at a small school in North Carolina. She's from Carolina. He transferred to Kent State, put up big numbers playing in the MAC, and then transferred to North Carolina, where he said, I want to come back home to be closer to my family. I'm missing my grandmother's getting up there in age. I want to be close to her. The North Carolina folks thought that there was going to be a waiver that has been given a lot to kids who transfer twice. The COVID year killed his first run. Then he transferred to Kent State, played 2 years there, and came back. And he thought he was going to be eligible to play right away with Drake May in North Carolina. Mac Brown thought this was going to happen because it's in the best interest of the kid and North Carolina, for that matter, to have him be eligible. The NCAA initially said no, he's not going to be able to do it. That pissed off Mac Brown to the point where he went publicly out and said the NCAA is corrupt and wrong. This is why the NCAA is going to die, essentially, that you guys are doing these arbitrary decisions that are hurting young people who are trying to better their lives. And you can say whether he can or cannot play. And thus we're just going to break away and not be a part of you guys anymore. Your realignment and everything else. They had a second hearing in which it came back and they again said, Tez Walker is not going to be eligible. We're not going to give him the waiver. And now there are death threats coming down to the NCAA from North Carolina fans who are really, really mad about this. They got the names and the addresses of the people who are on the committee.
Wow.
And Carolina folks are very angry at this. And Mac Brown is throwing more and more gasoline on this because they think it's a complete atrocity. And he's got a point. I mean, Mac Brown has a really good point. The NCAA is trying. They've given waivers before. Mac Brown is saying, look, COVID screwed everything up. Okay. It messed up the world. Okay. You guys can't you can't hold strong to your rules because this kid transferred 3 times because, you can do it once and we're cool with the 1-time thing, but the 2-time thing, you can't do it. But you've given some kids that 2-time transfer waiver, but you're not giving this kid a 2-time transfer waiver. And the reasoning doesn't really fly. And now Carolina fans are very angry because, frankly, they could win the ACC. This kid could be the difference in them beating a Florida State. and winning the ACC.
Playing Minnesota, the total's 50.
Yep. They can't score. Minnesota can't score.
50. Right. That seems high.
Well, that's because they're going to run it up probably. I like Carolina to cover. Drake May didn't throw a touchdown pass last week.
Yeah, that's
stunning.
I didn't look to see if your odds. Let's see.
From the Heisman, it's 45-1.
Oh, really?
Without Tez Walker, I mean, this was everyone, including me. This is I talked to a bunch of different people in the betting space. Tez Walker was supposed to be eligible for this Carolina offense, and he is a difference maker for this Carolina offense.
Damn, son.
And
45-1. You're right.
So
Caleb
he's
is
way off.
380. Ewers is 750. Jordan Travis is 9-1. Penix is 10. McCarthy 16. And Bo Nix 22, along with Sam Hartman 22. Wow.
Yeah, Carolina, the NCAA statement saying, citing extenuating circumstances such as mental health does not necessarily support a waiver request, but instead may in some situations suggest that student athletes should be primarily focused on addressing those critical issues during initial transition time to a third school. That has enraged North Carolina people. Wait, you care about them now? So what you're saying is that a kid transferring back at home who wanted to go to NC Central couldn't go there because they canceled his season because of COVID. He went to Kent State, played really well at Kent State, wants to come back home now and play here, but that second transfer is being denied. And Mac Brown and company are going, wait a minute, who is this in the best interest of? He wants to come back home. That first transfer never should have been there.
Right.
So they may sue. North Carolina very well might go to the courts to have this, to go and have this be with an arbitrator. Go ahead and see who knew this. But Mac Brown's comment that got everybody really upset about this after the first time, he said, I don't know if I've ever been more disappointed in a person, a group of people, or an institution that I am with than the NCAA right now. It is clear that the NCAA is about process and couldn't care less about the young people it's supposed to be supporting. Plain and simple, the NCAA has failed Tez and his family, and I've lost all faith in its ability to lead and govern our sport.
Wow.
That last line, I've lost all faith in its ability to lead and govern our sport, sent shockwaves through the NCAA. Mac Brown's a national championship winning coach, one of the most all-time winningest coaches in the history of the sport.
Well, he said what he said, and I don't think he's lying.
It's nasty, though.
It's getting ugly.
This is why we're going to see the NCAA die. We're going to see these schools say, we're not listening to you anymore. We don't need you. We're going to go and do what we want. And the NCAA is going to, they're all in Indianapolis just trying to hold on as tightly as they possibly can.
Right.
Not good.
Not good at all. Speaking of not good.
Yeah. What?
This.
Oh, that. Well, why is it not good? Why is it not good?
We're just naming a starter now.
Well, I mean, it was two guys that could have played.
All right.
This to me is just to stop the question. Because everyone's been asking Ryan Day, who's your quarterback? Who's your quarterback? And he's like, okay, I'm naming McCord. He's our quarterback.
Frozen. First one. Snap. Double snap. You're really frozen. You might be gone.
No, I'm not gone. I'm here.
Oh, he's back. Woo!
I just wait for there's a symbol in the top left-hand corner that pops up when I'm frozen. I know I'm back.
Oh, okay, good.
So I just wait for it to go. I just stop talking, and then I see it, and I'll go, okay, now I'm back.
Mikey,
Kyle McCord was named
with that face.
Yeah, because Devin Brown is, well, I mean, come on now. I mean, McCord played better, but the offense under either quarterback has not been great. They're 2-0, but not great.
Working it out. You laid the points this week with them, Western Kentucky doesn't score much in this game. No.
Probably not, but Ohio State in their first two games, they haven't scored as much as the point spread.
Right.
In both games.
Yeah.
That's scary to lay 30 points with.
What is the total in this game?
45? 50?
What time does the game start? It's the only way you can find it.
Ohio State.
What is the total? Chad will tell me sooner than me finding it.
It is 64.5.
Wow. That expects them to score.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Wow. I don't know. Like, it's just, I have no idea, no opinion. I just want Ohio State to keep winning until
Penn State can beat them.
Well, do they play? They play Notre Dame next week.
Ohio State's schedule gets much more difficult after this. This is the schedule for the Buckeyes. They play at Notre Dame
next week.
Yep. Then they play Maryland at home.
So this might be a dead spot for them.
At Purdue, home for Penn State.
Yeah. This might be one of those. This might be one of those dead spots. Western Kentucky can score. I don't know.
If it's a dead spot, that's bad news.
Well,
Buckeye fans are going to be pretty concerned going up against the Irish on the road if they're not looking like they're a well-tuned, well-run offense.
Crunchy Beaver said it's an over game. Hilltoppers run a crazy fast offense.
They do.
Go.
He's right.
Okay.
But they don't score a lot against power teams because they don't have the skill or the size.
Right. Huh. Well,
they always have that weird mascot, the Western Kentucky mascot.
Is that where Zappy went?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, when Zappy was there, they lit it up. They lit the scoreboard up.
Not against anybody of quality, though.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I mean, you've got let's see. Western Kentucky so far this season is 2-0. They have scored 41. They beat South Florida 41-24. They beat Houston Christian 52-22.
Houston Christian?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know they had a football team.
This is a Conference USA opponent.
Oh. Okay.
So, speaking of South Florida, Alabama's last Group of 5 road game was in 2003. Do you know where I was in 2003?
You were still at UMass?
I was covering this team in 2003. I was on the Alabama beat the last time Alabama played a Group of 5 game on the road. Yes way. Yes way. I was covering Alabama. Where is it?
Are they covering this game? 31.5.
I want to pull up where it was because I think I was at the game. Hold on.
At South Florida?
No, the last time Alabama played a Group of 5 game, it was that. There we go. At Hawaii, November 29th, 2003. Do you remember that game?
No.
Here's why.
What day was it?
End of November 2003, after the Iron Bowl, the week following the Iron Bowl.
That's the week I moved to Vegas.
This is a very significant football game in the history of Alabama sports.
Uh-huh.
The reason why I was not there was because we couldn't get the RV from California to Hawaii.
Oh.
But do you know who could? Alabama fans. Why did they go to Hawaii? Here is why they went to Hawaii. They went to Hawaii because in 2002, the Albert Means story broken by one Mr. Gary Parrish at the Memphis Commercial Appeal. Albert Means was paid $200,000 to go to Alabama over Tennessee. He was a Memphis defensive lineman, top 10 kid. He played 1 year at Alabama, never did anything, busted out, goodbye. But that story caused Alabama to go in front of the Committee of Infractions, in which on a conference call, I referenced it before, the head of the committee said Alabama was, quote, staring down the barrel of the death penalty.
Oh.
Alabama, okay? Alabama was given a 2-year bowl ban. Alabama then turned around and said, okay, Fugazi, we'll schedule Hawaii. So they couldn't go to a bowl game. Their bowl game was in Hawaii.
The last game of the year.
They just added a game to their season. They bought out of a bye game and said, oh, hey, Hawaii, we'll come to you. And Alabama fans got their bowl trip by going to Hawaii in 2003.
Wow. Guys and girls in the chat, put where you were.
November of 03. November of 03. Where are you?
03.
Yeah.
The last week of November of 2003, we had moving trucks. We had a U-Haul, and we were moving from Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, Jess, I, and Kylie, our oldest daughter. That last weekend, we moved to Vegas. I was overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. I did not see this game 100%, but that was our first weekend in Vegas. Yikes. That was 20 years ago.
Yes, it was 20 years ago when I was covering Alabama, who, by the way, I sent you that text from Bama TJ. Bama TJ actually just said, "You're the last person I'm going to give credit to for calling the Alabama victory."
He's right. Everything he said in that group or in that text was right.
Awesome. I loved it. I was like, "Where are you?" I said, "Silence, silence, silence. Where are you?" I go, "I gave you until Wednesday. Where were you? You're not texting nothing." You say, "You're the last person that you need to say that you were right."
Stevie Mack said I was doing a 6-month bid in county jail in 2003. Turned 23 there. Oh, wow. Wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting that at all. JC from KC was in 5th grade.
Damn.
Dave's Daily Picks was a junior in high school. Jade Albets was 12. We got a young crowd. Linus Cribbage was in 3rd grade. Oh, my God. Coos added an O to his name in the chat. He's got 5 O's now. He was 4 years old.
Damn.
Please tell me that there's nobody here that wasn't born yet.
Please. In 2003?
Please watch it.
Illegal. Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah,
no, they can watch a show.
They can, but they can't be gambling. So it would be,
Perrault, stop.
Well, it can't be.
Big Business was in 5th grade eating his boogers, probably.
Gross. Okay.
Craig Macaluso, was 6 years old. Oh my gosh, we got a pretty young crowd in here.
So Alabama's laying 31.5. Bama TJ asked me this question to ask you. Over under on the number of quarterbacks Alabama plays in this game. He set the line at 3.5. There's 4 on the roster.
3.5? I was going to say there's 2 playing.
There's 4 on the roster. So how many play? All of them? All 4? Because the freshman,
one of our inside guys. I mean,
because the freshman can play. The true freshman who they love, who's the best quarterback of the bunch, he can play because they can go 4 games and keep the red shirt on him. So they could actually see what they've got with the kid. Just to see what
reps, don't he?
I don't know. I would.
You told me that if it wasn't Saban, he would probably be the starter. This kid, right?
I think so. Yes.
So I would think the kid that started, this kid. You think there's another one? I was going to say that at least 2 guys play. I don't know. We got to keep an eye on that. That's a great question, TJ.
Alabama's quarterback situation is this. They have a kid named Cade Carruth, who's a sophomore from Trussville, Alabama. Eli Holston, who's a 6'4". I believe he's the redshirt freshman, I believe. I may have it backwards, but Dylan Lonergan, he's the true freshman from Georgia.
Lonergan.
And then Jalen Milroe, who is the sophomore from Katy, Texas. You're 100% getting Carruth and getting Milroe playing in this game. The question is, of the freshmen, how many play? There's 2 of them.
Yeah. Wow. I think it's at least 2. It might be 3.
Yeah. So Tyler Buckner is the transfer.
Damn it.
Ty Simpson is okay. Yeah. Sorry. So I'm missing. I'm reading that kid must be just a walk on. Ty Simpson is the redshirt freshman. And then the true freshman is Dylan Lonergan. That's the true freshman. So he's the guy they want a red shirt. They don't want to burn his red shirt year. The Notre Dame transfer is the sophomore, and the redshirt freshman is Ty Simpson. All 3. I think Buckner, Ty Simpson, and Milroe all play. Wow. I think 3 is the number because of what they've got coming down the pike.
Right. Well, I think after this week, if you're going to get someone else to be the quote-unquote starter, it has to happen from something that happens in this game, no? Like this is the week to experiment and put guys in and get them reps.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, this is the week to do it. This is the game to do it.
Right.
because you have Ole Miss coming to town next week.
Correct. We got to kind of have an idea of who our quarterback is when Ole Miss comes in here.
Yeah.
Man,
Because
oh man,
he-
panic in Tuscaloosa. This has got to be.
Oh, it ain't good.
Yeah,
it ain't
Did I
good.
just see this? Akbar, my guy Akbar, was in 3rd grade in Takistan
Damn.
in 2003. That's the youngest.
You know, if Lane Kiffin has a chance to drive a stake into Alabama's heart, he will do it. Lane will come in. He will be so fired up. If Alabama wins the game by like 21 points and doesn't look good against South Florida and just out athletes them, doesn't cover, Lane's coming in and that was the thing with Texas. And you talked about it early about the size of their defensive line, but it wasn't just that. They weren't afraid. You said it in the second half. You go, Texas is not afraid.
There was no fear at all.
And Ole Miss is not going to be afraid. Not with Lane, at least not in the first half. Ole Miss is coming in going, boys, we got a shot here. I mean, this Jackson Dart kid is no joke. He is a legitimate quarterback. He is way better than anything that Bama's got on their roster at the moment from a quarterback perspective. Okay.
Bama starts 2-2.
And 0-2 at home. Or just 2-1 at home because they beat MTSU. But 0-2 in their big games. Then they go to Mississippi State and they go to A&M. They come back with Arkansas and Tennessee and LSU. Those 3 games, which I thought they would lose 2 of the 3 games there with Arkansas, Tennessee, LSU. They lose to Ole Miss. The wheels are off. I mean, I was watching Feinbaum just for the fun of it because it's so fun on Monday. When Alabama loses, watching Paul Feinbaum's is so fun because I remember I got the exact same type of phone calls. He's 72 years old. Paul, it's time for Nick to go. He's been great. Time for him to go. It's 72 years old. It's time.
It's not a bad Alabama accent. That's not
Paul. It's awesome. I love it. It's so good. What's not good is when Feinbaum starts talking about how a line is made. That just drove me crazy yesterday. It's like, don't do this, please. Don't do this, please. And he was like, let me tell you how a line gets made. Oh boy. Okay, let's go.
A lot of people have asked me that question so many times. I'm like, what do you mean? You just make it. And they're like, well, what do you mean? How do you do it? What do you do? I ask you what's the game? Give me a game. Cleveland and Pittsburgh. This week, I don't know. Cleveland pick or Cleveland -1.5. What do you want to do? Well, how'd you do that? I don't know. It's funny because they want me to tell them like how to do it. Like Chris said yesterday, there's 100 ways to do it. You know how to learn how to do it. Do it. But until you do, it's hard to be one talking about.
Feinbaum's answer, in case you missed it, was they pull the power ratings and then they try to find a number that they could get equal money bet on both sides.
Did he Google it before he did that? He probably Googled it and read that.
No, he said, let me tell you how a line gets made.
Yeah.
Because someone was
Googled it and read
someone was questioning him about why is this line so high for a game? It shouldn't be this high. And he was like, well, you know how the line makers operate. You know, they pull the power ratings and then they try to figure out a number. They equal action on both sides. It's like, oh no. Okay. ESPN bet's going to be a great decision. This is going to be wonderful. let's get the Paul Feinbaum, daily parlay. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see what that's going to look like. Yikes. This is being called the GPA Bowl.
Bowl. I like that.
Duke against Northwestern.
Smart kids.
Smart kid bowl game.
Smart kids bowl game.
You want to lay 18.5 points with Duke? Northwestern sucks.
Oh,
they are so bad. Yes.
18 with Duke.
I think Duke kills them.
Is this Duke's biggest spread in like 20 years?
It's got to be. When's the last time the Devils were
18? This ain't basketball, son.
Right.
This is a basketball number.
I watched the Northwestern offense against against Rutgers, rather. They're awful. I mean, they're absolutely awful. Northwestern can't do anything.
Oh, my gosh. I just looked down at the chat. Sebastian Anthony, that's a great question right now.
What?
Is Nick Wright and Matt Perrault separated at birth?
Nick Wright and I are friends, so I work with Nick. So I know Nick well. So, yes. Nick, right? Nick is a good dude. I like Nick a lot. So
he's off his rocker lately, though. He got a little. I don't know. Sometimes I see some of his stuff, his antics. I'm just like,
did you see the tattoo he did?
No.
Oh, the tattoo was the worst. He guaranteed 20-0 for the Chiefs. They'd run the table and they lost game 1. So he got a tattoo. He had to get a tattoo.
Really?
Uh-huh. Or I guess he was so confident he got it tattooed. Never a doubt. He never a doubt on his arm. He got it tattooed.
I don't understand.
The hair is I can't figure out the hair thing. Like Nick has lost me with the whole hair.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up.
I don't know what he's doing.
Where he's going. He's gone off his, I don't know what Fox is letting him do, but
Northwestern put up 38 points last week, Dave's Daily Pick said.
Against UTEP. I'm not worried about it.
UTEP?
Yes.
Was something wrong with UTEP?
Yeah, they suck.
You think Duke's defense limits them? I mean, the total in the game's 48.5.
They've given up 14 points in 2 weeks.
38-10 is the way this final comes out, right? Like that's to get to 48, 38-10.
28-7 over Clemson, 42-7 over Louisiana Lafayette. Duke's first 2 games. Northwestern is not scoring, so I would say the total worries me a little bit, but I think Duke scores. It's 48.5. 42-10.
I'm not in a hurry to lay 18.5 with Duke.
Okay.
It just doesn't feel right. Maybe we'll change our minds by Friday, but as of right now, what you're comfortable, you just want to lay it. What number are you not comfortable laying? That's what we need to know.
You said 30. You said 38-10, right?
Well, I mean, to get to 48,
that covers easy.
That's easy.
It's an easy cover for Duke. Yeah. So if 38-10, I'll set up 38-10 right now. Yes, Duke wins and covers. Yes.
But 28-20 does not.
It does not, but I don't think Northwestern scoring 20 points. Be surprised. Yeah. That's a lot of points to me.
It is a lot of points. Hey, I'm not comfortable laying that with Duke.
If it comes down, I like it even more, but we'll see if it comes down or not. But I like Duke to win and cover.
Right now, I think it's only coming down.
Iowa State and Ohio. This number is at 3.5 at FanDuel, but 3 is pretty much the consensus across most books. If you like the dog there, you can go to FanDuel and get the 3.5. But the total is what has my attention. 43.5 here.
Down to 42 now.
Dang.
42.
Okay.
42.5, we'll call it.
All right. Yeah. I like the under in this game. Ohio has scored 27 and 17 points. They won 7. They're 2-1. They lost to San Diego State, scoring 13. 27 and 17 in their first 3 games. Iowa State cannot score. They scored 30 against Northern Iowa, which means nothing. They scored 13 against Iowa. Iowa State's defense is really good. I don't think Ohio is going to score much more than 17 points in this game. It's just a question of how many points does Ohio State score?
Ugly game under.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched more of Iowa State Saturday with you than I've watched in the last 5 years. Be perfectly honest.
Right.
Again, not besmirching anybody in age or anything like that, but it was a tough watch. It was a little slow.
Yeah.
They played pretty decent defense. Okay. Favorite on the road?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
If they had Deckers, this would be 7 or 8.
I'm thinking like a book guy. We got a home dog.
Getting the birdie calls now.
What?
Buckner is taking first team reps at Alabama today.
Oh.
There's a little birdie for you.
Oh.
I got my guys in Tuscaloosa. We're sending me little messages. So there you go. So Nick saw what I saw. Milrose sucks. Get him off the field.
Can't make those throws, man.
He can't throw. Nick's like, I ain't going down like this. I ain't going out like that.
You remember
Give me a quarterback?
You remember the Titans when Sunshine was like, I can't make that pitch, coach. I can't make that pitch. Milrose can't make those throws, man. Can't make that
Sit
slant, that
Sit
out,
down.
that fade in the corner.
Yep.
Got to make those throws. He clearly could not make those throws.
Nope.
So
now you're getting the Irish transfer coming in to take it over, which is probably a much better pick for that. I like the under in that game. LSU's laying 9.5 on the road at Mississippi State. It's one of the bigger games on the slate because I can't believe this number.
Healthy.
Heavy is the number I would use.
I don't know. I don't want to upset the LSU fans and my buddy Butchie, and he loves it. Everything is EAUX this time of year when they send you texts. Go Tigers and all that other crap.
I mean, if Jalen Daniels wants to be even close to a Heisman conversation, he has to go light up the Bulldog defense.
I guess they're going to do it.
Or he'll be forgotten.
Mississippi State is bad, right?
No, they're 2-0.
Yeah, but who did they beat?
Arizona and Southeast Louisiana. I mean, Arizona, they won 31-24 in overtime. Arizona stinks too, but they're 2-0. And they're at home in those damn cowbells.
Ask the chat. See if anybody takes Mississippi State. LSU minus 9.5. Mississippi State plus
our boy Covey might. The people with deep knowledge of the SEC might.
I don't think.
The people that know SEC football might be like, that's a big number there.
9.5. I think we get all lay it.
54.5 the total.
Over.
Probably.
I think they trade. My initial thought here is like they trade scores.
Okay.
Right? 31-24, 31-20.
Right.
Falls right around a number. Either way. Watch. We're going to get go. Tigers.
G-A-U-X. Tigers.
I don't know why they do that.
French. Cajuns.
More French.
More French. It's a French theme of the show. 54.5.
Crunchy Beaver said he already took the Mississippi State plus 10 when the line came out.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
Kororov said 1 star, said pass. Pass is not an option when I ask in the chat.
He can. I mean, right. But I mean, I get a lot of people are going to pass in the game. It's a good game. It's a good I think it might be a very good in-game betting opportunity.
I have a feeling this might appear on the doctor's.
Mississippi State money line.
Yeah.
Or plus the points.
We'll see. Loves those ACC and SEC home dogs in certain situations.
Wow. Sonic has already gotten us a doctor's round robin question for the super chat today.
Really?
Just emailed it. Yeah. Because it's too long for the super chat. It has a limit for characters.
Oh, so wow. Okay.
Got a long question for. Stick around, folks. If you guys have questions that you want us to answer, you can do it in a super chat. Little button on the bottom side of the chat. Click on it. Ask us a super chat. In bonus time when we're off Sports Grid and Sirius XM, we'll answer the questions for you guys here on YouTube. And then one more college game.
Yep.
Penn State at Illinois. What am I missing?
Line is creeping up even more.
Okay, I need to bet this today then. What is this? This number makes no sense.
No, this again. What should it be? I mean,
21.
What?
21.
Penn State just goes to the house, keeps scoring.
Illinois stinks. They're so bad.
Who's Penn State got next week?
Penn State will play next week.
We got a home game against
Iowa.
Right?
Yeah.
Whiteout.
That's a distraction. They're going to be so jacked up they overlook Illinois. Come on.
No.
When Penn State's like, ooh, here comes Iowa. Like, come on. That's not what Penn State's going to be up about. They're on the road against the Illini. The Illini are awful. They beat Toledo 30-28. Oh, so yeah, they barely won game one.
Illinois got smoked by Kansas.
Smoked. Their defense is horrible.
They couldn't.
They gave up 28 points to Toledo, 34 points to Kansas. Penn State's going to put up 60 on them.
Whoa.
They're going to kill them.
On the road?
Yes, on the road. This is a Heisman. This is Drew Aller, by the way, is into the top 10 of the Heisman odds.
25-1 right now.
So this is his announcement of I'm a Heisman Trophy candidate game.
Illinois team total under.
What is it? 17?
No, the total's 48. So it's probably 13.5 without looking.
Sounds
I don't
right.
know.
That sounds right.
I'm
going to keep Colorado versus Colorado State for tomorrow, for those of you who are asking.
okay.
We'll get into that game. Team total for Penn State is 31.5, 16.5. I was closer than you.
I thought 2 touchdowns is the number, so we'll make it 13.5 and let him bet over because I like under. I like under your number.
16.5 is the actual number. So
yeah, I like
minus 115 to the under.
Minus 110?
Minus 104. Sorry, 111. FanDuel's funky numbers.
Oh, I get this 15 and lay 15
11.
and lay 11.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Really appreciate you taking my business. Pay you extra to do it. Yeah, I like under 16.5, sir. I think they get 2 touchdowns or a touchdown and 2 field goals. 13 is my number. So
we'll do CSU State or CSC Colorado State coming up tomorrow for the final time.
You son of a mother.
We're gonna put the finishing touches. We're gonna put the goodbye. We're putting it in the ground. Ohtani has missed 9 games in a row.
Right.
Just officially say it. Okay. Ohtani's done, right? He's not playing baseball anymore in 2023. Like it's over. Just announce it.
Well, they have to keep people coming to the ballpark. Maybe that he's going to play. No, he's done. You're right. He's done. Just say it. That's it. It's over.
He's missed 9 games in a row. He will not play again he will not play again in an Angels uniform.
Right.
Here's the question going into this. Would you sign Ohtani knowing the elbow situation? As a hitter, would you sign him as a hitter?
I think we got to establish the fact that are you pitching too or not?
He wants to pitch too eventually. Yes, he wants to come back and pitch, but he won't be able to for a while.
What's that thing called? The ulnar?
UCL is the easier way of saying it. Yes. Yeah. Ulnar collateral ligament.
Okay.
Second what time?
My answer would be this. We want to sign you. We want you to stay. We don't want you to pitch.
To the Angels? He'll walk. He wants to pitch.
That's fine, but we got to get it out there first. I really don't want you to pitch because the next time you do it is the last time you do it. The next time this goes, the whole thing is done. I think
3 times, yeah.
I got to talk to the doctor again. I'm not a doctor. So I think we have to establish that. Now, if he says I run a pitch and I'm going to pitch, I'm going to recover from this, then I think we have to have a lot of provisions in place. It's not the same conversation it was a month and a half ago, is it?
A month and a half ago? I mean, August 3rd, everything changed. So no.
Would you sign him?
Yes.
To be a hitter only?
Yes. And then hope that he one day pitches again. He's a 40 home run guy. Like he's 100% can just be just be a hitter and be a hell of a hitter.
Does this open up the market? Is other teams now in the running?
To sign him? Of course. If he was going to be a $600 million contract, now it's a $400 million contract. Many more teams can afford it. In particular, if you're going to invest in him for a 10-year spot or an 8-year spot, he's 29 years old.
10 years? We're giving him 10 years?
That was the talk, right? It was going to be 8 to 10 years.
That was before we had to get the elbow fixed.
Well, now that's even more why I'd be comfortable giving him that long of a contract. Because he can come back and be dominant. He could be pitcher. He could be a really good pitcher and hitter for you.
Wait, you'd give him a longer contract after he had a second UCL surgery?
No, if I knew the surgery was going to be able, he came back after 1. Why can't he came back after 2? I mean, we've seen it.
I believe he can come back.
He'd hit in the meantime, so I'd be okay with it. I would sign him just to be a hitter. I'll just say, forget about pitching. Let's just hit.
I said that just now. You said he's not going to do that deal.
Right. He doesn't want to. Right. He wants to. But I would say to him, let's see if you can come back. Let's see what happens. But you're going to hit in the meantime. Like, we're not going to go and have you be gone for 18 months. I'd sign him and say, let's over a long time. I have you for 8 years. Okay. You're 29. You're going to be here until you're 37 years old. Let's work on getting you back to being a pitcher, but we don't need that for a year, 2, whatever it might be. And when you come back, you'll be a closer. Let's limit the number of pitches you're going to throw. And we're going to do the John Smoltz thing. You're going to come back and be a dominant closer for us. You'll be a hitter and a closer. You're going to hit until it's time to close. That's how I would pursue it, and I would still give him $400 million.
I'm gonna miss the stinger. I enjoyed this thing. A lot of people on the show are gonna miss the stinger
Next year when he comes back. If he plays, but there's nothing else to talk about.
Did you see the story about the Angels are willing to trade Mike Trout now if he wants to leave?
Of course, and Mike Trout's too big of a baby. I would have been slamming my fist.
Leak that out.
I mean, slamming my fist on the desk. Get me the out of here now. Trade me now. But no, he's not a competitor. I've learned all I need to know about Mike Trout. He's an unbelievable talent, unbelievable baseball player, not a competitor. Likes his lifestyle. Nothing wrong with that at all. Not knocking it at all. Totally understand it. If I had that money, no pressure, no attention, it's great. Easy. Spend your money, walk into places. Is that Mike Trout? I don't know what Mike Trout looks like. I don't know. In New York. Hey, Mike, you suck. Get on the field.
Whoa.
That's what happens. He doesn't want that. Doesn't want fans that are going to be in his face. Doesn't want fans that are going to demand him to play. Oh, Mike, hurt again, huh? Great. Thanks. Appreciate it. How many times is that? 5? Oh, great. So happy for you. What that MVP trophy. Go polish it somewhere. Must be awesome. Phenomenal. How many playoff series wins do you have? Oh, right. Same with me. It's the truth. I'm not sure what I'm as far as to say, like, I of course would take Mike Trout on the Red Sox. I wouldn't be ecstatic about it. I'd like it, but I wouldn't be ecstatic. Don't think he can hang in a market like that. I think Philly, Boston, New York would chew him up and spit him out.
What?
Don't think he can handle it. He's proven to me that's not his makeup.
Oh, no.
When Major League Baseball asks him to be a larger presence, they ask him to be more vocal. They ask him to be more in commercials. He says no.
Oh boy.
He's like, I don't want to be a part of this. Again, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. I'm not knocking it in that way as like,
sounds like you're talking.
He's not a bad guy because of it. He's just not the modern day baseball player that will demand to win.
Oh boy.
He's just not what we've seen in years past of players. He's not Bryce Harper. He's not that type of guy. Looking for the spotlight, wants to deliver in the clutch, feels like his career is worthless if he's not playing in playoff games. He chose to resign with the Angels.
Oh, boy. He just came in a chat and said, I hope the Halos are generationally bad after this season.
He hates them. I don't blame him. I would hate him too.
He's angry.
Yeah, I mean,
is that the fan base? Is the fan base more like
he is in the 1%? There's so few actual Angel fans that have passion enough to actually argue or be mad about something.
There goes that sponsorship. I was talking to Artie too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you were.
Damn.
What were you talking about? About bulldozing that ballpark and building an actual ballpark? Pass that along. Tell them the Rocks suck. It's a dumb idea. It sucked then. It sucks now.
Sorry, Artie.
Ballpark is garbage.
We're going to put the BVB right on the marquee.
That'd be great.
On the big A.
Can I demo it? Can I press the blow up button?
It's an upside down V. I was talking about getting the B's and the V's upside down. Because kids put that on the hats reversed. Look, you take this hat like this.
Can we now agree that Disney should not be involved in two things? Disney should not be involved in baseball teams or hockey teams, and soon to be should not be involved in sports books.
Look at that. That would be a perfect, the big A right there, the V in the middle.
It would look cool. That's true. It would look neat.
Damn. Mike, you also get to work on that. Sonic, somebody.
That'd look cool.
Damn it.
Can we still blow up the ballpark and make a new ballpark?
No.
Well, I want a new ballpark there. I don't like the ballpark. Trey Turner is going for perfection. He is 27 of 27 for stolen bases.
He's fast.
If he can go the rest of the year without getting caught, he'll set a new record for the most stolen bases in 1 year without being thrown out. He's been successful on 31 straight steals, according to Elias. That's the longest streak since some guy named Whit Merrifield did it in 2021, where he stole 33 straight.
How do you know who Whit Merrifield is?
I don't know what that is.
Fast.
No one has stolen more than 33 straight since Coco Crisp nagged 36 in a row in the 11 and 12 seasons, and Vince Coleman holds the record for 50 straight stolen bases from 89 to 90.
Yeah. Vince could fly.
He could fly. I love
Vince
Coleman.
Was running on
AstroTurf. He was running on that hard St. Louis Cardinals stadium.
My Lord.
He was see ya.
I hope he does it. I hope he goes perfect.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Carry it over
back,
to next
baby.
year.
I mean, like he hit that home run yesterday to tie the game.
Tie the game, right.
Place exploded. It was fun. I so love what's going on in Philadelphia again, but the Braves are just the Braves. It just, it's so annoying. Yeah, this is fun. Stolen base is back, Perrault. It's back in baseball. It's back. Strategy wise, it's back.
I hope it's back in the playoffs. That's what I hope it's back for.
Oh, I think it will be.
Because we haven't had a really big moment steal in a while.
Oh, here we go. There we go. Go ahead. What was the biggest moment steal in the postseason? Go ahead. I know
in
what
the history. We know what that is. Mariano Rivera. It's not even a question. Mo can't hold anybody on, and Dave Roberts steals second base, and Big Papi hits the home run, and we'll see you tomorrow night. The Red Sox go on the biggest comeback and best comeback in sports history. But I'm not talking about that as far back as 2004. We've had other moments where stolen bases have been important over the last 20 years.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that stolen base by Dave Roberts again.
Still the best. That's the best baseball moment of my life.
Everybody knew he was going, and he still made it.
Yeah, correct.
That's like, as the pitcher, I remember I would come to a stretch and I'd look over and I'm like, I know he's going. I'll throw over.
But now you can't. There's limited throwovers now.
I used to throw over 5 or 6 times in a single at bat without throwing a pitch.
The Red Sox
to make sure the guy had to dive, get back up, dive, get back. Now he's tired. Now my brother is catching, may actually throw him out.
Red Sox and Yankee games, that literally in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, that would cause the game to go an hour longer, was the cat and mouse game on first base.
Oh, that guy for the Yankees that was the setup guy that used to wear his hat on the top of his head like this, that big right-hander. He would throw over there 10 times in that bat. Like 10 times.
And we'd boo him and get mad, and everybody would be like, yeah, but that was 100% would go and do it. So we talked about this a little earlier, but Adam Wainwright is going to get to number 200 through hell or high water. But all you need me to do is bet on Adam Wainwright against Adam Wainwright, and he's going to get it on his next start.
So wait a second. Are you acknowledging right now that at least in this situation, you are a jinx, you're a mush, you are the guy?
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. But if
I know, but you put the Maloik on him. You did.
Whatever you want to call it, it's just a bad bet. Whatever you want to describe it as, bad bet, Maloik, jinx, whatever stupid name you want to put on it, go right ahead, because it's true. I bet 2 times on Adam Wainwright. First time I bet was on the 28th of August against San Diego at home.
Win.
I bet the over in that game. Adam Wainwright, 4-1 win. Oh, I'm sorry, 4-1 loss. Sorry, 4. But he went 6 innings, 8 hits, 1 earned run. He was tremendous.
He pitched well.
In the starts before that, he had given up 7, 8, 3, and 6 earned runs. In the 2 starts, in the start in between, he went up against the Braves. He went 5 2/3, 6 earned runs, 8 hits, and an 8-5 loss.
Yeah.
Bet against him last night for the second time since the 28th of August. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 5-2 win. Cardinals win. I bet team total over for the Orioles.
Orioles didn't get there.
And did not get there. It did not come in. So I'll bet on his next start. I'll bet on him. You guys can go ahead and fade it and bet on Wainwright. I'll bet against him. And we'll get to number 200, and we'll be done with Adam Wainwright pitching anymore, because he should not be pitching anymore. He's 4-11 with a 7.95 ERA and a 2 whip. 1.98 whip right now. And it's still 1.98. Yep.
That's
disgusting.
terrible.
Terrible. He never should be out there, but they're so damn desperate.
I mean, I haven't looked at whip numbers like long term, but that's got to be one of the worst season whips ever, right?
It has to be. I mean, in terms of pitching, you don't normally get to see a whip that bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like 1.4 or higher is a bad whip. I don't know. That's oh my gosh.
That's interesting. So that's all pitching. Does he not qualify?
Oh, he doesn't have enough innings?
He has to have enough innings. That's really because Patrick Corbin, according to ESPN.com, the leader in whip is 1.48. Patrick Corbin.
The worst whip.
The worst. But
right, that's what I mean. That's what I said. 1.4 or higher was
1.98. Wainwright is 1.98.
That guy.
He's a full half hit or walk per innings higher.
Man.
So he must not qualify. But
oh my goodness.
To give you an idea, Kyle Friedland, Dylan Cease, Brady Singer, Lance Lynn, Patrick Corbin, some of the worst pitchers in baseball are 1.4, 1.44, 1.46,
right.
1.47,
right.
1.48.
That's okay. I thought maybe you had made a mistake when you said 1.98.
That's what he's 1.98. Wainwright's 1.98.
How's he not like he should be wearing like hockey equipment when he's on the mound?
Right.
He got to be dodging balls and stuff. That's a lot of base runners. Walks, hits, innings pitched. That's a lot of guys on base. He should just start the inning pitching from the stretch.
That is so weird. He's 4-11 with a 7.95 ERA, 1.98 whip. He's pitched 20 games. He's gone. How many innings pitched in total has he pitched? I don't understand how he wouldn't qualify for that list. That's weird. He's got 20 starts. He has a negative 2.3 WAR. That's unbelievable. Minus 2.3.
What is that?
This is one of the worst seasons
lines
for a starter.
Well, you don't last this long.
You don't last this long.
Going after this career milestone, he's down in AAA already. He's going, or he's like Alek Manoah. They send a person like these with these numbers down to single A. Go work on it.
It's unbelievable. His win percentage is 26%.
Oh,
94 innings pitched. That's why he hasn't pitched enough innings.
There you go.
That's why he's not qualified. He hasn't thrown enough innings. Only 94 innings pitched. Wow, that's pretty funny. Wow. All right, Phillies are plus 140 home dogs today to the Braves.
I think they're live for sure.
Taking Philly? You got the hat on.
That's again. I'll fall for it. Strider got hit last time he pitched. Gave up some runs, a couple bombs. Schwarber to hit a home run today. Got to be live bet. Got to be possible. Stott Bryson is just swinging the bat excellent right now. Watched a lot of that game yesterday. I thought they were going to come back and win it.
Christopher Sanchez is a much different pitcher at home than he is on the road. 3.97 ERA at home, 1.29 on the road. Excuse me, he's at home. 251 batting average versus 167 batting average.
Betting against the Braves is aggravating and
dangerous.
It hurts, like, because they just keep winning. The total just moved all over the place.
Up or down?
Well, they moved it to 9.5 from 9. So it went up. Over's a play. I like over. If you can find over 9, get it now, because they just moved it to 9.5. 5 different books, literally in the last 30 seconds. Coincidence? I think not.
Interesting. All right, guys, get the super chats ready. If you guys have any topics you want Dave and I to discuss during bonus time, it's very simple. There's a little right-hand corner button. Press on it. Fire away. Put it in there. We'll get to it during bonus time for that. If you guys are live on Sirius XM channel 159 or Sports Grid Replay, you can go and watch the bonus time, which will include whatever we're going to get to from a super chat perspective. So different topics and whatever the audience wants us to discuss, games, picks, plays, and whatever, we'll go do that. Also, just watch the whole show if you want on YouTube live around 10:30 Pacific time, 1:30 Eastern-ish or so every single weekday. We'll talk to you guys coming up tomorrow. Yes, 10:30 a.m., 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Replay it 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern on Sports Grid TV and Sirius XM channel 159. If you guys are with us live on Twitter and YouTube, do not move. You guys are getting bonus time. A couple quick topics before we roll. Game 1 tonight, Vegas. There's not been a back-to-back champion in the WNBA since 0102.
Right?
One. 0102. One. Back-to-back champion.
Wait a second. The WNBA's been playing basketball since 0102?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was created in 1996.
Oh, I remember that. I was down in Curacao, 97. We kept taking calls about putting it up, and I was like, no, we're not putting it up.
There you go.
Numbers were literally complete guesses.
16.5 tonight against Chicago. They are only minus 145 to repeat.
That's the series price.
No, this is the championship price.
I know, but that's what they're going to be in the championship. That's
Between
the
these
series
two?
price against
Okay.
them against the Liberty. They have home court, right? The Aces?
Correct. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the series price. What's the price on the Liberty? Plus 145 right now?
Yep.
Well, that's better than plus 115 or whatever they're going to give you on the opposite of minus 145.
Yep.
Is it any question in your mind that these two teams are meeting?
No, it really
I don't think so.
No, it's this is the league wants it to. I mean, they've been on a collision course all year. They've played epic games so far, blowouts on blowouts. It's been, a heavyweight bout. And then I for tonight though, this number's too heavy. This is too heavy.
I would say I would lean your way, not knowing, like, this is the first playoff game.
Game 1, Chicago is 3-0 ATS against Vegas this season. Chicago had to win 3 games in a row to get into the playoffs.
Did they beat them? Chicago beat. Okay, so they've covered.
The last time they played, they lost by 7.
In Chicago or here?
They've played twice in Chicago, once here.
Huh.
Chicago plays defense, and Chicago's hot. They won't win the game, but they're not going to be intimidated coming in here to play Vegas tonight.
Numbers painted 16. That's a term, if you guys don't know, where every book in the world is the same number. It's painted on the board. 171.5 is a total.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to read through the tea leaves.
Under.
I'd say over. No, see, I'm just looking at them. I'm thinking over, but
None of the games this year between the two teams have gone over that number. I'd be very surprised to see that number go. To see that number. Vegas only scored 100 points once.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess one game did go over that 171. I guess one game did go over that.
You are so bad with the math.
Yeah, no, I'm just remembering the scores. It's not math.
Remember yesterday. You're bad with the math.
Just remember this. Yes, I'm bad with math, but that's not why. I'm remembering the scores. So the score was, let's see, in the regular season, the score was 107-95 in game 2 in Chicago, but 93
107-95.
That went over, right? But then 93-80 and 94-87.
Those are all over.
Over 175?
94-87 is 185.
So it's 173.
94-87
is, well, that's what? That's 15. No, that's
181.
Okay, that's over there. Yeah, okay. But so 2-1 to the over then on that.
Over.
I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared by that. It's a playoff game. They're gonna play defense more. I'd be scared by that. I don't like that. No, disagree. I'm disagreeing on that.
That's fine. We can agree to disagree. That's great.
Yeah.
Floodhouse just came in the chat and said he got over 9 in the Phillies Braves game. You're
Good.
welcome. Got a better number. Hopefully it works out.
Just a quick one on this could be like covering Vegas. And if you guys have seen what's been going on,
we'll discuss this more tomorrow when we get more details. But
okay.
But
the cyber attack at MGM over 48 hours, last 48 hours here in Vegas has been an absolute nightmare.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
This is scary. Is it not?
Well, according to the
Vital Las Vegas.
Well, no. well, a variety, like Vital Vegas, Vegas locally, Pauly C, Vegas Pauly C, all these guys who cover the Vegas issues, all these different social media people who cover it. Supposedly, it was done relatively easily. How the hack happened, like it wasn't that.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, it wasn't that easy. Like
that's
it wasn't
what I mean.
hard.
It's scary.
It's pretty easy, and they've basically it was ransomware. MGM's not paying it. MGM believes that they've gone around it, but they basically crippled their ability to operate US wide. A lot of their systems, all of their reward systems are still down.
Oh.
As of last night, they were still manually checking in everyone. No digital check-in. And the key cards weren't working all the time. And a lot of the slot machines.
When that happens.
Every single payout had to be a hand pay on the slot machines. So if you won $5 or $5,000, it was a hand payout. Every single one. So people were leaving money in the machines. And so people were watching people leave, and they were running to their machines because they saw they have $20 that they couldn't get it out. And they're just like, fuck it, I'm out of here. Someone would sit down and start playing, put more money in, start playing. Because it would take too long for someone to come and give a hand payout, and they wouldn't care if it was only like a small amount of money. They wouldn't care. They just walk away.
There's a whole society of people that walk around on those machines all over the strip, all over downtown,
hunting for that situation to happen. It's a free
hunting for a lot of things, but
that
situation is ideal. When those people come, if you ever come to Vegas and you're sitting around and you're playing a machine and somebody comes and starts like lighting up cigarette after cigarette after cigarette, trying to get you to leave, I think that's the signal for someone else to come in and play it. Like there's enough machines around that like it's not like other cities. You went back east, you went back to Mass. So there's a lot of times you got to wait for machines. You don't really have to do that here in Vegas. It's not too often. You can find something.
You can at my supermarket. You can sit down on a machine.
It's everywhere. Correct. But there's people watching when machines. Certain patterns happen. Certain bonuses go up. Certain progressives reach certain numbers. There's people around. They have to be having like the amount of communication between them right now and what's going on. There's a lot of advantaged gamblers that live in this town. They're all connected in a lot of ways. They have to be bouncing. I can't imagine being on the other end of BetMGM right now.
Nope. Absolute disaster on so many levels, because not only are the casinos being targeted. I mean, if you're coming into town, the Bellagio line was a 4-hour line.
Those are some into the hotel.
Those are some rich people who are real pissed off.
Oh,
MGM was 3 to 4 hours. I mean,
there's nothing worse than when you take a trip and
and you're exhausted and you want to go to bed and you're in line.
I just want to check in. Just make sure I can check in and get to my room, and then I'm good. Like I'll figure out
everything
else.
I'll
sleep or I'll go eat or I'll something. I get there and I got to stand there for
and
4 hours
for a human to come over. I would just say, screw it. I don't know where I'd sleep, but I'd say, screw it. I'll talk to you guys later.
Well, I saw the tweet that Caesars tripled their rates.
Jerks.
You could check in there.
Yep, of course. So, okay, you want to come over here? Sure. Yep, it's $500 now.
It was $89. Now it's $400 a night. Come on in. We'll get you checked right in.
Just gross.
That's what Vegas does, man. It's cutthroat bad. It's cutthroat bad. By the way, somebody just moved Las Vegas to -17. I know they're watching the show. 100% they're watching the show in places that we don't know. But again, thank you. If you are, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Speaking of that, we can go right to that.
I feel like I got my hands up now.
I'm taking the dog. Sky +16.
Are you?
Vegas is 0-3 ATS against them. They win by 10. They don't win they take, even if they're up by 25 points, watch what happens. Vegas relaxes. Maybe it's not, maybe the playoffs game 1, they won't. But I've bet on them enough times this year that they relax. And there's just there's something of a tired nature to this team trying to go back to back. They don't kill teams the
This is
way
game
they
one
should.
of a 3-game series, right?
Correct. Yep.
You're probably on the right side of this, but for the show purposes, I'm going to say book it.
Okay.
Because I think if there's a game that they don't cover in the series, it's this one.
Right.
Sky cover game 2, and then game 3 is competitive. If
The
it's
Sky cover,
if
the Aces cover game 2, you mean?
no Aces cover tonight,
Oh, okay.
so I'm booking this one.
Okay.
Your play.
Okay.
Aces cover tonight, Sky cover game 2. Win or
Yeah,
lose. They're
I would
probably
flip-
not
I
going to
would
win. It's
flip
probably
that.
only going to be 2-3.
I think that they win. I think Vegas wins, doesn't cover game 1, and then crushes them in game 2 and wins the series.
Oh, okay.
That's I think Chicago's going to have a lot of piss and vinegar tonight. They're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, see, this is one of those ones where
They're 7-1 ATS over the last 8 games. They had to win the final 3 games just to make the playoffs.
yeah, this is that one that they'll ride the dog into the game if there's action. I mean, there should be decent action on this game. There's 7:00 start.
Pacific time, yeah.
Should go.
10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific.
I should go. It's a school night. We'll see how things work.
It's a
out.
late
I
school
should
night.
go.
Yeah, it's 7:15. It'd be 10. Yeah, good luck selling that.
Oh no,
Supposed-
that's why they'll go. It's a school night. We can't go, and then I'll go myself.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, there you go. Should be a sold out rocking atmosphere. Should be fun.
Oh, it's going to be sold out.
Should be, yeah.
Oh no. All right.
It
I'll
should
ask
be.
the neighbors.
I'd be surprised if it's not. I mean, I know it's a Wednesday, but it's, I mean, the first time repeat starts now. The real time starts now
Okay.
for Vegas. Only one other bet. I'm only betting one time. I'm going light today. Marlins money line against the Brewers. Marlins got to snap this streak.
Oh,
Brewers are very good at home. I know. I went against it. I went against it. Yes.
This is like the bargain basement price for the Brewers.
The only bet I got right yesterday was this bet on Field yesterday. First 5 over. Verlander got touched up bad yesterday by the A's.
He did.
And I thought, same thing. This is the same feel, same thing. Marlins got this one today. They need this one today desperately. They're a game and a half out of the playoffs. They gotta get going.
Oh, this last couple weeks, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to change every day. It's jumping around. I like the Brewers today. I saw that number. The overnight number had them at even money, like they were plus. I was like, this can't be.
I got them as a favorite. Marlins minus 115. Now it's even money.
Right.
Brewers money came in. I had the Marlins and it flipped. Came in on the Brewers.
Yeah,
Right.
the
Money's coming in on the
Marlins were
Brewers.
the favorite last night.
Yep.
I thought that can't be right. I would definitely bet the Marlins, or I mean the Brewers. I like the Brewers again, so I'll say book it.
Okay.
Book it. Yeah.
Super chat questions to be answered. Dave's Daily Picks. Thank you to Dave for nailing the 5th run in the 5th yesterday. We appreciate that. Big business. Appreciate you both offering a break from reality. Family going through some tough times right now. We're prayers for Little Big Consig. Rangers could be back, boys. Ooh, he's back in. Canadian bacon is not bacon. We would agree. Crunchy Beaver says he dropped a 20 spot on this. If Ole Miss beats Bama,
Okay.
I'll do 5 $100 super chats this week after the game. If they don't, I want a BVB hat next time I go to Vegas. Perrault has to pay for it though. LOL. Bama's not losing to Ole Miss in Tuscaloosa.
Holy crap.
So we found out who Crunchy Beaver is a Bama fan.
Crunchy Beaver's a Bama guy?
He's a roll tighter. So there you go.
Wow.
On that. Okay. To Sonic, he dropped a 10 spot for a super chat. Here is his question.
Okay.
On the Doctor's round robin, I enjoyed the round robin, and some of those were amazingly accurate picks on the dog. Can you, Matt, or Dave give a little more insight on which markets to go with this week? Half or full game, spread or money line? Last week, Dave kind of recommended the half. Oddly, also, one of the big national books, I think DraftKings, was saying no to a first half parlay. I think FanDuel was able to do it though. But when I went looking there, a couple of the common markets were off the board at the time. I had to go with a first half. The doctor's round robin needs to be a thing. I think we need a stinger.
I had a long text conversation with the doctor on Monday, and we're going to develop this for sure.
I think this is a good idea. People like this. He's been amazingly accurate. He hit 3 out of 4 last week again, right?
No, 2. The Texas Tech thing was crushing.
Oh,
it was he was on the Texas Tech thing too. He just can't. It was only 2.
He's 1 for 2 out of it so far. It's profitable.
Yeah. The problem is it gets better. Like the dogs that we take now, this gets live when we get into conference play, when everybody's playing conference play.
Okay.
So the debate was to do it first half only or first half and game, because he said that the teams that were taken, that he takes, they just don't have that sustain. They can't continue. They run out of gas in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
And I keep telling him this has been part of the problem for years. He gets always so close, and we're always like 1 game away from the big score.
Okay.
So I think we'll have it nailed down. The doctor's best ever play was the Masters. He had Danny Willett when Danny Willett won the Masters at 200 to 1, 150 to 1. He was telling me about, is it Danny Willett? I think it's Danny Willett.
Yes. Golfer, right? Yes.
Golfer.
Yeah.
I believe it's Danny Willett. Yeah.
Yes. Huh?
So, like that was one where we had to go, like, he didn't let me come, but I said, do you want me to come and bring a bag to help collect the money? That was one of those ones where we had to go multiple stops and pick up bags. Like it was at 200 to 1, $100, was that 20,000? 200 to 1, 2 zeros, 4 zeros. Yeah. Multiple stops of that. So doctor takes shots. This will be fun. We'll do the doctor's parlay on Fridays when hopefully he sends it to me tomorrow, but we'll have it. And then I'll be able to talk it through because he'll send it to me and we'll go back and forth, and I'll look at it and be like, that's not going to be one of them. But he's adamant that he wants to be a part of the show. He's been watching the show. He enjoyed the show on Friday that you and I did on Sports Grid.
Oh, good.
More in his time zone.
Good.
So he said, you guys do that every day, huh? I said, I told you, watch the chat. The people are asking for the doctor's parlay.
Oh, no debate there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No debate on that.
Wow. Bear Molly said Aces tickets tonight on Game Time for $6 plus all-in price. You can definitely go if you want.
Nice. Okay.
Bonvi's asking what doctor. That's his nickname. He's not an actual doctor.
Country Beaver said, I'm not a Bama fan. I hate Bama.
Oh. All right.
But yes, I'll do that. Deal. I'll buy you a hat. You come in Vegas, I'll buy you a hat. Done deal.
Crunchy, we'll send you a hat.
Yeah.
We'll get the information. But now we got a root.
For Ole Miss.
Who's Ole Miss playing for? Or who
they
playing this week?
Ooh, good question. I don't actually know.
That might be a bad spot for them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Ole Miss is playing Georgia Tech at home.
Minus what?
Jesus, 100.
Probably 18.5 to 20. Right?
Where's the number? 20.5.
Yeah. I still got it. Hey, it was just under 21. It was his first stop. We still got it.
Mm-hmm.
God, somebody's going to hire us. We're going to run the BVB book.
Great. You can run it.
Well, no, you're going to run the media department.
Fine.
I'm going to help you do that. You're going to help me run the risk department.
Great.
I'm going to keep you away from the numbers and the math.
No same game parlays. I love
Why?
that.
We got to do that.
Why?
Because that's the business.
Great. Favorite thing about today is what?
Two things. One, seeing the sunrise is just absolutely amazing. And now that, Big Kid Sig's resting comfortably,
Good.
everyone else is relaxing, everything's fine. We had the meeting at school today with little Consig. We had to come clean about something. But we learned something. And you and I talked about it yesterday. What's the name of that site?
Don't even say it. It's
okay.
not. Site where you can go and talk to strangers online.
Oh, it disappeared. You made me zap away. Did you see that?
You froze.
I didn't. I was staring at the screen and the screen turned black and then I came back. Anyhow, learned something listening to the kids and about this like crazy site that you can go on, and it makes it look so easy to kids and how important it is that we need to.
Yeah, I searched Madeline's iPad. Unfortunately, I found a video on there. Yeah. So it was a YouTube video, but a YouTube video referencing a prank that you can do on that video chat site.
It seems so innocent.
Oh yeah,
until
I told Madeline that if I do another search and I ever find that on your computer, you will lose your iPad and you never will see it ever again. So
that's how the discussions kind of have to go as
a
dad.
Oh,
you have to have these discussions.
I will search your iPad from time to time because I let her go. One of our agreements is that she likes to go on big YouTube, not YouTube Kids, because YouTube Kids doesn't have everything that she wants to see. And I said, and YouTube Shorts also don't exist on YouTube Kids, which they all love. So I said, I'm giving you a responsibility here to be a grown-up, to know what is in your mind inappropriate. And if you think it's inappropriate, and that little voice, your conscience tells you, get the hell off of that. If not, you lose your iPad.
I went as far as saying like what my parents said to me. I think it was my Walkman or something, and I will take it and I will smash it in front of you. And then I will get a hammer and smash it some more. If you really, if you can't listen or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah.
And I said, Kendall, we'll take the iPad and we'll smash it right in the driveway. And then we'll make sure we drive the car over it. She looked at me like, why would you do that? I'm like, that's how much I mean.
Right.
You cannot do this. Like, I'm not playing. I know how much that iPad means to you and how much you use it. That's what we'll do to the iPad if you get on that site. Like, do you understand the seriousness of it? Yes, Daddy. So having to play like, sympathetic dad, then hardcore dad, and all that other stuff before 9 o'clock this morning, I was like, oh. But seeing a sunrise and being in a good place and knowing we were going to be here and meet at the 10:30-ish, 11 o'clock-ish with Lou's shirt on, Rainmaker Lou made this, T-shirt. I've been wearing this all day today. That was the best thing about today so far. And that Philly's over, hopefully. What are you looking at?
Addison says to smash it and poop on it. Okay.
I don't want to do that. That's a little bit extra, no?
It's nasty. My favorite thing about today, we'll finish watching it tonight, but do you remember the first time you ever watched something on MTV?
Oh, absolutely.
So Madeline has no idea what MTV is, but the MTV Music Awards, the VMAs, the Video Music Awards, amazingly enough, they still give awards for music videos. They don't play music videos anymore, but they still give this award ceremony out.
That was last night?
It was last night, and it was really funny just watching Madeline's reaction to the whole thing. And like, most of the shit's really inappropriate. And it's just like, like turn your eyes, don't look at this, like blah, blah, blah. I tried to make a big deal of it. So then she wants to watch it because it's like, I'm not supposed to watch it. So I kind of I just said like, why do you like this music? This music is awful. But it was just really fun. Cause I remember one of my first times when I was about her age watching MTV for the first time. And she was there because Taylor Swift was there. And if you haven't seen some of the memes of Taylor Swift, she was loaded, drunk Taylor Swift is pretty funny as hell to watch her reactions in that. But we didn't finish watching it. So she's all excited. She got up this morning. She's like, we're going to finish watching the VMAs. I was like, yes, we'll finish watching the VMAs. So when she gets home from school later today, after homework is over, she'll end up we'll watch some more VMAs.
That is the website. Bombi just asked what the website was. He typed it in the chat. If you guys are watching the show, it's on there. We don't want to say it. I don't even want to give him an opportunity to pop up in our
Right. Feeds or anything else.
anything else
But
like
yes,
that. So
that
yes, that is it.
the site. Yeah,
That is it.
is.
Yeah, I learned a lot about that.
You scared the fuck out of me last night because I had no idea what that was. I'd never heard of it until I started doing the deep dive research, and I was like, "Mother, okay, it's that time now." I have been waiting for this. This is like I have this like thing in my brain of like when we have to start doing the Cyberwatch stuff. But here we go. Great.
Well, we had to alert the teacher today and the principal and all this other stuff, and I was more worried about other kids looking at that site. I'm not worried about mine. You know, she didn't know. Now she knows. She won't do it again. So,
but still, kids don't know and walk into it. It's a blah site. So,
Bonvi, send me a DM. Bonvi, send me a DM with the address and the colors you want. I'm gonna go. I got to go today, so I'm running down to see our guy.
Oh, good.
Get a couple put out there.
Very nice. At Boston versus the Book on YouTube and on Twitter. Hit the like, subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when we go live. Tomorrow is a Thursday. We have a lot of NFL football to talk about tomorrow, including Vikings, Eagles tomorrow night. He is Dave. I'm